Oh, I knew looking at the camera. Is that where I'm? Okay, I just want to make sure I'm here, bro.
You good now?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, let's get it, bro.
All right. You ready? You ready for this?
Hello, audience.
All right. Next up in our team by team mock draft series is the Detroit Lions, and they have the third overall pick. Headley Drew, as you can see, picks 1 and 2: Chalk, Burrow, Chase Young. Now we come to the Lions. I know most mocks have Jeffrey Okudah in this spot. There's been rumblings about, well, maybe Detroit might move on from Matthew Stafford. What are you guys thinking? What's the approach here in the third hole? Is it a trade down scenario? Best player on the board? What's the thought process?
For me, I don't know. Matt Patricia, he's trying to bring in the whole New England squad. He's trying to mirror what they were doing over there in New England. But I don't see a scenario where you can get rid of Matthew Stafford. I think you have to replace the Darius Slay. I think that has to be what needs to be done here.
I'm kind of liking the trade down option to a quarterback needy team to grab a Tua. You got the Dolphins out there. You got the Chargers needing a quarterback. The biggest need for the Lions to me is cornerback. So Okudah would be the pick if I were to stay at 3. They also need a 3 technique and some interior offensive linemen. I don't think you got Derek Brown out there, but I would pick Okudah over Derek Brown if I'm staying at 3. But I would like to probably trade down and get some additional picks.
So you're willing to roll the dice on not being able to get Okudah, or are you saying he's gonna be there?
I'm willing to roll the dice and not get Okudah. I think there are other impact players, and I could get a corner later on. We added Desmond Trufant in free agency. We got Justin Coleman in the slot.
Sounds like a trade down.
Yeah, I'm on board with that. We can do that.
The question then becomes, who are we trading down with? What are we trying to acquire?
I think the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are the perfect trade down partners, unless the Chargers can offer more. But the Dolphins has more draft capital. And if I trade down, I will see if Okudah is still on the board. If not, you got a Derek Brown out there. Those are the 2 guys I'm looking at.
All right. So obviously, to your point, as it pertains to the interior defensive line, Snacks, A'Shawn Robinson are no longer there. They did bring in Danny Shelton, but again, he's not necessarily pushing the pocket. He's not necessarily getting to the quarterback. So Derek Brown, if Okudah comes off the board, is something that I could certainly live with. So let's see what the Dolphins have to offer. So 5 and 18 is too rich for the Dolphins' blood. Are we willing to pivot to the 26 spot?
Yeah.
All right.
26 is. Stay in the first round.
Nope.
You want to drop all the way to 26?
Nope. Dolphins not having it. There it is.
They're gonna say
we got a trade. Dolphins trade up to probably secure a quarterback. Now we're looking at the Giants, maybe going offensive line, and Okudah falls right where we need him to be. Yep.
Those tackles go quick, man. Kinlaw at 13 to replace Buckner. Sexton to the Bucks at 14. Then you had your run on the receivers.
With Alabama back to back.
Whoa!
All right.
And Cleveland in the first round. That's what's going on.
That's what's happening. All right, so we're back on the clock. We're back on the clock. We acquired the 26th overall pick from Miami Dolphins. We traded out of the third hole, traded down to 5. We were still able to acquire Jeffrey Okudah at corner. So where do we head now? What direction do we go in now that we have the 26th overall pick?
I think the biggest needs right now is a pass rushing defensive tackle or interior offensive line. But that name, Kenneth Murray, is staring me right in the face.
I mean, you got Patrick Queen though. You got him there too. So who do you prefer for the style of defense?
Yeah, right. Tackle is also an option here because Vitae is versatile, can slide inside. It depends on where you want to play Vitae. Get a tackle or get an interior offensive lineman in the draft.
I mean, I mean, the
But
only
look at the board.
the only interior guy that I would draft at this point is Cesar Ruiz, and I don't know that he's a fit at this point. So I'm thinking about moving Vaitai inside, use him as my swing tackle, start him at guard, use him as my swing tackle, and maybe acquire one of these tackles, and then we can talk about the linebacker or the Ross Blaylock pick in the second round. That's how I'm looking at it. Unless you covet one of these linebackers, and then we can go back into the second round and have a conversation about maybe a Josh Jones or Prince Tega Wanagu.
Kenneth Murray is the highest player on my draft board, still left in the draft. Detroit need at linebacker over the last couple of seasons. They brought in Collins. They have Jared Davis on the roster. We can complete that trio with a Kenneth Murray. Or, like you said, get offensive line help, maybe draft the Austin Jackson or Josh Jones.
Here's the question. All right, that I have is who will be there in the second round?
But then we're also having the conversation about an interior pass rusher. We're also having that conversation. So we're basically talking about 2 picks, three different positions.
Yeah, offensive line, linebacker, and
tackle. As of today, bro, they looking to trade. Davis fell out of favor is the word, bro. He fell out of favor with the coaches, so that's a vacant spot right there for them.
Are we, the three of us, are we ready to move on from Jared Davis?
He got a lot of speed, man. I don't think you can give up on Jared Davis just yet.
You're gonna go off as a tackle, bro. Just do it, bro. Go ahead.
Go Austin Jackson.
Yeah, just do it.
All right, Austin Jackson, it is.
Austin Jackson.
Ravens, obviously, they get Kenneth Murray.
There it goes. They still got Patrick Queen on the board. So
at
you
this
got a
point,
Patrick Queen.
Is it Patrick Queen or do we go with the interior pass rusher?
Yeah, man. I think Blacklock. He give me shades. He give me spurts of Grady Jarrett, Aaron Donald, those type of guys that just penetrate from the interior, get to the quarterback quickly. I think it's a big need for them. I like Blacklock here.
all right, I'm not gonna object, man. I like Blacklock too. Going into the film, I didn't know what I was gonna expect, and he kind of blew me away, man. It was impressive, and he was the guy controlling the line of scrimmage and causing a lot of disruption and penetrator. I mean, he kind of gives you a little bit of everything that you want from the defensive tackle position. So, and this is kind of what the line's been missing up front. I mean, they have guys who can clog holes, but they don't have guys who can get to the quarterback. And I think Blaylock gives you kind of both of those. So
the Lions were 32nd in pass defenses last season. So adding Okudah to go with a Blacklock, I think that helps them tremendously.
What about Gross Matos here on the edge?
And, well, I know they're high on Romeo Aquara. Sorry if I said that wrong. And they paid Trey Flowers big money last season. So I would rather the interior pass rusher than the edge.
Drew?
No, I'm with that.
All right. Blacklock it is.
Okay.
Jonathan Taylor to the Chargers.
Go Patrick Queen to the Browns.
Your boy Eckler just can't get it. You can't get his due, huh?
I don't think he's gonna get it anyway.
Nah, yeah, you gotta pair somebody.
Dallas got their corner.
We're probably gonna be waiting on our pick for a while. Going into that late third round pick that we have available to us, what's the thought process now at this juncture? We've added Okudah. We did the trade down to get the additional first round pick from the Dolphins. We opted for Austin Jackson to help try to keep Matthew Stafford upright. I think that was imperative. We then addressed the trenches on the opposite side of the ball, getting and bolstering that interior pass rush. We're now on the clock at the 85th overall pick. But what's the thought process now? Let's just take a look at the board. And I see J.K. Dobbins there.
Yeah, that's the guy.
I think
because Kerryon Johnson has shown that he's unable to stay healthy over his career thus far. and J.K. Dobbins comes in there, and he could take that starting running back position, and y'all can kind of split carries with Kerryon Johnson. So you got to run the football and also protect Matthew Stafford.
Drew, I see you thinking. You're thinking about that Malik Harrison, aren't you?
I mean, yeah, it's exactly what I saw. Cam Akers, but I saw Malik. We were talking linebacker and watching Malik Harrison. He's not quite Murray. He's not quite Queen. He's kind of a level below those guys. But I think that, you know, in this type of scheme, I think he might fit well. I mean, he does everything well from what I've seen on tape. He does everything well. There's nothing that I think he does exceptional, but I don't think you have to do that when you have the guys that you'll have in front of him. I don't know that you can pass it up. I understand where Henley's coming from, but
no, I hear what you're saying too, Drew, because you probably could get another running back in the fourth round.
That's kind of.
But I don't know if they're going to be J.K. Dobbins type talent.
I think Dobbins is a value here. I really do. But to your point, to the collective point, I think we can probably get a running back that we like. I mean, we have the likes of Dobbins, obviously, clearing away the top guy more. But yeah, a guy like Zach Moss, A.J. Dillon.
Yeah.
I think A.J. Dillon.
That's a good one.
You know, if you really want to get physical out here, Cam Akers, you know, in his own scheme could really be effective. He's a slasher, so I guess let's take a look at what do we have after Malik Harrison. I guess that's really the question mark.
Let's see.
So you got a rangy guy in Willie Gay.
Yeah. Jordan Brooks,
Davion Taylor. Inside you got Jacob Phillips from LSU, Troy Dye.
I like Francis Bernard. Yeah, Malik Harrison, that's a banger right there, man. He comes with bad intentions. Yeah. He knocks heads off. I think Patricia will fall in love with that type of player.
Yeah.
We're gonna decide to go against the sexy here because again, I really do think J.K. Dobbins at this point offers a great value. There is a question mark in terms of Kerryon Johnson staying healthy, but having seen Malik Harrison. His versatility, the physicality. I think he's actually underrated in coverage, and he's a good enough athlete at the second level to play all three downs. I think this is big, especially considering how much we debated whether or not we should go with Kenneth Murray or Patrick Queen.
All right.
Yeah, Dobbins almost made it to the fourth round. We probably should have traded up.
Yeah, that was a trade.
That probably was a trade up opportunity right there.
Oh man,
he was falling.
Right, though. So at this point, let's take a look at the board. The running back situation. There's a few names here that I'm really high on. I think Anthony McFarland, Benjamin, Antonio Gibson all have unique skill sets, as well as Darrington Evans. I think if you're looking more for a early down back or a back that can kind of carry the mail a little bit more, A.J. Dillon, Zach Moss, Joshua Kelly kind of fits that bill. So we could go running back here. What else are you guys thinking that we should consider?
I'll look at pass rushers, see what pass rushers is there.
You see this name right here, Headley?
Yeah, it's a baller.
Okay. I just want to make sure you saw it.
Yeah, I like Tyler Johnson.
So pass rushers, look at the edge guys. We got Khalid Kareem, Alex Highsmith from Charlotte, Kenny Willekes. I'm a fan. Then you get into the guys like DJ Wonnum, Travis Gibson. Let's take a look at some of the outside linebackers. Do they offer the ability to kind of get after the passer?
Danny Amendola's in the slot. You got Marvin Jones and Kenny Galladay.
I like the Tyler Johnson pick right here.
You saying, Drew? Tyler Johnson or a different position?
Go ahead.
All right, with Marvin Jones in the last year of his deal, we add another. And then, of course, Danny Amendola is a little bit longer in the tooth, too. But Danny Amendola's not going to play forever. So I like the Tyler Johnson pick right here.
Yeah. Is that a steal right there? Or is that about right?
I think it's a steal, but because of athleticism or lack thereof in terms of Sparky community, they might think he's a day 3 guy, but I think he's a day 2 guy.
I don't disagree with you. I'm right along with you.
Yo, AJ Dillon's that boss back to back.
That ain't it, bro. AJ Dillon over there, Tennessee. Come on.
They got Joshua Kelly. That's a good.
Yeah, I really like Joshua Kelly. I like Murchison.
You like Murchison?
Yeah, Murchison would be a nice little Nice little
More,
additional piece
more.
to the rotation because he got some quickness, bro. He got some ability to get upfield. I think Joshua Kelly at this point, we missed out on J.K. Dobbins,
Zach Moss.
A.J. Dillon. I think Joshua Kelly is a pretty solid consolation prize here in the 5th round.
I mean, he's the definition of a decisive runner. You see the
Yeah,
hole,
and I
he
think
goes
that's what they're
hole.
going to covet. I think that's what they're going to covet. You know, I think he has excellent vision. You know, he could carry the mail. I think you pair him with Kerryon Johnson. You add him to that mix with you know the aforementioned Ty Johnson, Bo Scarborough. I think you're solid backfield. This isn't an organization that's going to put a lot of capital into the running back position as long as Patricia's there, coming from the Belichick tree. So, are we in agreement?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. But you don't want to go back to D tackle because I know you was talking up your D tackle now.
I like Murchison. The question is, you know, as far as because I really do think the Lions need to add a running back, and if we don't add Joshua Kelly, what are we pivoting to at that point? LaMichael Pirine, he's a good backfield.
You got Darius Anderson out there. I really like Hasty, but he's more of like a change of pace, pass catching back. Yeah. The Buxton pick, I get it. I like it too. It's kind of a luxury pick. It just added more guys to that rotation. You got Deshaun Hand, Austin Bryant, who you drafted last season there still.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of names and draft capital there already. So it'd be just adding. It'd be a luxury pick. You know, it's a good player.
Yeah.
Or do you go to the running back?
I think the depth, the fact that we went Blaylock early, and the depth that they now have, especially when you add Danny Shelton to the mix as well. How
about adding another interior offensive lineman? Well, you added a tackle first round. You got Damian Lewis from LSU right there.
Damian Lewis. Pull the trigger.
You got Damian Lewis?
Yeah, let's not even discuss it. Pull the trigger.
We're going with Damian Lewis?
Yeah.
I think they
After that, I don't know what you're getting. Because I know with the running back position, we got a couple of bodies. The tackle
I'm all for building inside out. I just don't expect Kerryon Johnson to play 16 games.
Yeah, it's not happening.
And those other guys, they have some skill, but they don't excite me any more than Joshua Kelly. I'm more excited about Joshua Kelly, to be honest with you.
All right, man. You talk me back into
it.
No,
majority win. I'm in the Joshua Kelly. I'm in the Joshua Kelly camp.
I'm gonna go Joshua Kelly. You said it because the thought process has to be Kerryon's not gonna finish this season, or he's gonna miss games. Period.
Yeah,
that's facts at this point. So he got the Band-Aid on him, bro. Imagine he got the Band-Aid.
Yeah, I think Joshua Kelly's underrated.
All right, man.
Damian Lewis right there, the Chargers.
Jonah Jackson here.
Jonah Jackson, yeah, that's the name that popped up right there.
Yeah, me too. If we wanna add some depth to that interior offensive line, maybe an eventual start, I think Jonah Jackson is worth consideration here. So go ahead and pull the trigger on that one.
Yeah. Easy pickings.
Yeah, I don't think there's a huge discrepancy between Jackson and Lewis. I think Lewis is a better player, but I don't know that it's a huge discrepancy. All right, it's starting to wind down here. We're in the top of round 6. We got a couple names here. We got Isaiah Hodgins. We did draft Tyler Johnson earlier. Khalil Davis, Tanner Muse. I think Tanner Muse is probably going to end up playing more of a nickel backer role at the NFL level.
Maybe an edge defender.
Coleman is probably the pick among the edge rushers.
Cleaned up this draft right here. Built these boys into a playoff contention.
I think we made the one mistake not trading up to get J.K. Dobbins, bro. I think we laid down.
Yeah. These boys is a playoff team, bro, in that division?
I'm just talking them up, man. Come on. After this draft is good for them. You see who we drafted?
I'm a realist, bro. I think coach is a huge problem there, bro, but we'll see.
All right, we're up in the 7th, man. You know what? I'm going to add another pass rusher. I think a guy with some upside is a pass rusher who could stand up or put his hand in the ground with Jonathan Gardner.
Get him, man. They like versatility.
Exactly.
So put your hand in the ground or stand up, dropping coverage. Patricia. Mr. Irrelevant is John Runyon Jr.
Sure.
All right. So here we have it. We have Jeffrey Okudah, Austin Jackson, Ross Blacklock, Malik Harrison, Tyler Johnson, Joshua Kelly, Jonah Jackson, Kendall Coleman, and Jonathan Garvin. Hadley, what was your favorite pick? Once we got past the first round, or I don't want to include Blacklock. I know you're a Blacklock fan. What was your favorite pick?
Tyler Johnson, man. I'm a big Tyler fan. Also, the route running, man. He was on one of our top 5 route runners in the class. Check that video out on YouTube. It's just the effortless, the little subtle things he does. Led the nation in slant reception, so he's going to get open very quickly. And I think that will help Matthew Stafford in the long run with the potential departure of Marvin Jones after this season.
Yeah, I think top to bottom, this is a strong draft class. I think we did miss out on one opportunity to bring in a J.K. Dobbins. I think Joshua Kelly is a good consolation prize, pairing him up with Kerryon Johnson. I think top to bottom, we helped this team quite a bit, man.
Definitely, I can't object you. I was gonna go with Joshua Kelly, man, but you stole my steam, so we'll just leave it there, man. But the Lions fans should be very happy with this draft, man. A lot of holes was filled, and a lot of positions were bolstered, if you will.